Most men don't realize it until it's too late. One morning, you wake up in your 50s, and you're not the same man you used to be. Your energy isn't there. Your drive is gone. The fire that once made you unstoppable feels like it's slipping away. You look in the mirror and wonder, what happened? And then you hear the same old excuses. It's just age. It's normal. Slow down. Accept it. But let me tell you something. It's not just age, it's not just time, it's about one hormone that separates the man you were from the man you are becoming. Testosterone. When it's strong, you feel alive. When it drops, everything changes. Now here's the secret nobody talks about. You don't need expensive pills. You don't need risky shortcuts. Nature already gave you what you need to fight back, to reclaim your power, your energy, your masculinity. And it's not hidden in some complicated program. It's in something so simple, so ordinary, that you probably walk past it in the grocery store 1,000 times without realizing its value. What if I told you that 5 types of nuts, yes, just nuts, can help you fuel testosterone, rebuild your vitality, and even fire up the spark you thought you lost? Most men ignore this, but the ones who understand, the ones who act, they unlock a strength that most men over 50 will never experience again. By the end of this, you'll never look at a handful of nuts the same way again. Because what you're about to discover isn't just about food, it's about fuel for your masculinity, your drive, and your life. When you cross 50, something starts happening inside your body that most men don't want to face. Your testosterone, the very hormone that built your muscles in your youth, that fueled your drive, that gave you confidence when you walked into a room, begins to decline. And this isn't just a number on a blood test. You feel it in your bones, in your energy, in your relationships, and in your ambition. Testosterone is not just about sex. It's about life force. It's about the fire in your gut that tells you to keep pushing, to keep building, to keep leading. When it's high, you feel unstoppable. When it drops, you begin to notice the cracks. Think back to your younger years. You didn't have to think about energy. You had it. You didn't have to push yourself to get up and move. You wanted to. You didn't question your drive. It was built into you. That was testosterone at work. But by the time you hit 50, your levels are significantly lower than they were in your 20s or 30s. Every decade, the decline accelerates, and it starts showing up in subtle but dangerous ways. You may notice a little more belly fat than before. Your muscle mass begins to shrink, even if you're still active. Your sleep isn't as deep, your recovery isn't as quick, and your mood feels heavier. Some men describe it as walking around in a fog, alive but not fully awake. And the world around you doesn't make it any easier. Stress, poor diet, lack of movement, environmental toxins, they all work against your testosterone. So instead of a gentle decline, most men experience a steep drop, leaving them weaker, more tired, and less motivated than they should be. The truth is, low testosterone doesn't just steal your energy, it steals your identity. It chips away at the very things that make you feel like a man. But here's where most men go wrong. They accept it. They shrug it off as just getting old. They don't fight back. They let their hormones dictate the quality of their life, instead of realizing that they can influence it. Because the body you live in after 50 is a direct reflection of how you choose to treat it. You can either feed the decline, or you can fuel the fire. When testosterone drops, it isn't just about weaker muscles or lower sex drive. It impacts your heart health. It affects your bones, making them more fragile. It influences your brain chemistry, increasing your risk of depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. It slows down your metabolism, making it easier to store fat and harder to burn it. It even disrupts your sleep, and when your sleep goes, everything else falls apart. So when people say testosterone is just about virility, they're missing the bigger picture. Testosterone is about survival. It's about longevity. It's about living life at full volume instead of fading into the background. Here's the good news. Decline is not destiny. You are not powerless in this equation. Your body is constantly responding to the signals you give it through your movement, your stress levels, your sleep, and especially your nutrition. And while a doctor might tell you about hormone replacement therapy, or a supplement might promise you quick results, the foundation is always the same. What you eat, what you fuel your body with, plays the most powerful role. You can't shortcut your way to vitality, you have to build it. This is where food becomes medicine, where something as simple as the right nutrients can flip the switch back on inside you. Because testosterone isn't created in isolation. Your body needs building blocks. Minerals like zinc and magnesium, vitamins like E and B, healthy fats like omega-3s to produce and maintain it. Without these nutrients, your hormone factory slows down. But when you give your body what it needs, you give yourself a chance to reclaim that spark. That's why the foods you eat after 50 matter more than ever before. It's no longer just about calories or portion control. It's about hormonal health. Every bite you take is either fighting for your vitality or against it. And here's where nature shows its brilliance. Some of the most powerful testosterone-supporting foods aren't exotic, aren't expensive, and aren't complicated. They're simple. They're accessible. And they've been part of the human diet for centuries. Most men overlook them because they don't realize how potent they are. They'll go chasing fad diets, powders, and pills. But they'll ignore the natural sources of strength sitting right in front of them. Imagine holding in your hand a simple, natural food that could improve your energy, sharpen your mind, restore your drive, and balance your hormones. Would you ignore it, or would you make it a part of your daily routine? The reason testosterone matters after 50 is simple. It's the difference between aging fast and aging strong. It's the difference between living passively and living with purpose. It's the difference between watching your best years fade away and creating new ones even in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. You don't have to accept weakness as your new normal. You don't have to accept fatigue as your daily state. And you certainly don't have to accept the idea that your best days are behind you. If you fuel your body right, if you understand what it truly needs, you can keep testosterone working for you, not against you. And that's why what I'm about to share with you is so powerful. Because 5 simple nuts, yes, nuts, contain the exact nutrients your body craves to keep your testosterone alive and thriving. These aren't just snacks. They are weapons in your fight against decline. They are natural tools to reclaim your strength, your energy, and your masculinity. So don't think of testosterone as just a hormone. Think of it as your engine, your foundation, your anchor. And if you want to stay strong after 50, you don't just need to keep it alive, you need to feed it. And the good news, the fuel is already in your hands. If you had to choose one food that could quietly work behind the scenes to support your testosterone, protect your energy, and strengthen your foundation as a man over 50, almonds would be it. At first glance, they don't look like much. A small, simple nut. Easy to overlook, easy to ignore, but inside that little shell is a powerhouse of nutrients that your body desperately needs to keep its hormones firing. And when you understand what's really happening when you eat almonds, you'll never see them the same way again. Here's the truth most men don't know. Testosterone isn't just about one single hormone floating around in your body. It's about balance. It's about the raw materials your body uses to produce, maintain, and protect that hormone. Without the right building blocks, your testosterone levels slowly decline. And almonds? They are loaded with exactly those building blocks. One of the most important is magnesium. Magnesium is like the spark plug for your testosterone. It's directly involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions, but one of its most important jobs is helping free testosterone move through your system. Most men today are deficient in magnesium because our diets have shifted away from whole, nutrient-rich foods. That deficiency alone can tank your energy, your recovery, and your drive. But a handful of almonds provides a natural dose of magnesium, giving your body what it needs to keep testosterone active. Imagine driving a sports car with the parking brake on. That's what low magnesium feels like. Release that brake and suddenly you have access to the power that's been locked away inside you. But that's not all almonds bring to the table. They're also rich in vitamin E, a fat-soluble antioxidant that acts like armor for your testosterone. Here's why that matters. Testosterone is vulnerable. Stress, poor sleep, environmental toxins, all of these create oxidative stress in your body, which damages cells and weakens hormone function. Vitamin E steps in as your shield. It protects your cells from that damage, allowing your testosterone to stay strong and effective. Think of it as body armor for your hormones, keeping them from being broken down before they can do their job. Without enough vitamin E, your testosterone is under attack every single day. With almonds, you put a defense system in place. And then there's zinc, another mineral hiding inside those little nuts. Zinc is like the key to the ignition. Your body cannot produce testosterone without it. Low zinc equals low testosterone, period. Studies have shown that even a mild zinc deficiency can lead to a measurable drop in testosterone levels. And here's the problem. Modern diets strip zinc away. Processed foods don't give you enough, and your body doesn't store it for long. But almonds deliver a steady dose, helping ensure your testosterone factory has what it needs to stay open for business. What makes almonds even more powerful is the healthy fats they carry. Testosterone is built from cholesterol, not the villain cholesterol you've been taught to fear, but the healthy fats your body transforms into hormones. Without enough good fats, your body struggles to manufacture testosterone. Almonds provide monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil that support hormone production while also protecting your heart. This is a critical balance. Because what good is higher testosterone if your heart isn't strong enough to carry you through life? Almonds give you both hormone support and cardiovascular protection. Now let's talk about what this means in your real everyday life. You're over 50, and you notice your energy dipping in the afternoon. Instead of reaching for sugar, caffeine, or another processed snack that only spikes your blood sugar and leaves you weaker later, you grab a handful of almonds. You're not just satisfying hunger, you're fueling your testosterone factory, stabilizing your energy, and giving your body the exact nutrients it's been craving. Over time, those small choices add up. Day by day, week by week, your testosterone levels hold steady instead of crashing. Your muscles respond better to exercise. Your sleep deepens. Your mood sharpens. You feel like yourself again. This is the part most men underestimate. They think they need massive changes or extreme solutions to fix their hormones. But often it's about consistency with small, powerful choices. And almonds are one of the simplest, most effective choices you can make. You don't need a complicated recipe. You don't need a special supplement. Just a small handful, 15 to 20 almonds, consistently day after day, can make a measurable difference in how your body performs. And let's not ignore another key benefit, circulation. One of the silent killers of masculinity after 50 is poor blood flow. Without strong circulation, your muscles don't get enough oxygen, your brain doesn't get enough fuel, and yes, your performance in the bedroom suffers. Almonds, with their combination of vitamin E and healthy fats, improve vascular health, keeping your blood flowing where it needs to go. A stronger heart, healthier arteries, and better circulation all add up to stronger performance in every area of life. Think about it. You spent decades building your career, your family, your legacy. Why would you let something as simple as neglecting your nutrition steal away the vitality you've earned? Almonds are not just food. They are fuel. They are the foundation on which you can rebuild your testosterone levels naturally, safely, and sustainably. Now, does this mean you can eat almonds and ignore everything else? No. Hormonal health is always about the big picture: movement, sleep, stress, and nutrition working together. But almonds give you a powerful, reliable edge. They are one of the simplest daily practices that support your masculinity. And when you combine them with the other testosterone-boosting foods I'll share with you, you create a foundation so strong that age no longer dictates how you feel. So the next time you see a bowl of almonds, don't dismiss them as just another snack. See them for what they are: a weapon, a tool, a foundation for the strength and vitality you need to live life on your terms after. Because when you give your body the fuel it's been waiting for, your testosterone responds. And when your testosterone responds, you come alive again. That's the power hidden in something as simple as an almond. There's a reason they call walnuts brain food. Look at their shape, it almost mirrors the human brain. And maybe that's nature's way of leaving us a clue. Because walnuts don't just fuel the mind, They create a powerful connection between your brain and your testosterone. And if you're a man over 50, that connection is everything. Because here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is the command center of your hormones. Testosterone doesn't just magically appear, it's controlled by signals from the brain. When the brain is strong, clear, and nourished, your testosterone flows. But when the brain is foggy, inflamed, and weak, the signals break down and your hormone levels follow. Walnuts are one of the most powerful foods to keep that connection alive. Inside every walnut is a rich supply of omega-3 fatty acids, one of the most essential nutrients your body and brain crave, but rarely get enough of. These omega-3s are anti-inflammatory warriors. And why does that matter for testosterone? Because chronic inflammation is one of the silent killers of your hormones. When inflammation rises, your body diverts energy toward fighting damage instead of producing testosterone. Think about it. If your body is constantly battling microscopic fires, how can it focus on fueling your masculinity? Walnuts deliver omega-3s that cool those fires, freeing your body to direct energy back to building strength, vitality, and hormone balance. But omega-3s don't stop there. They also improve blood flow. Strong blood circulation is what delivers nutrients and oxygen, not just to your muscles, but to your reproductive system and your brain. Poor circulation means weak signals, slow recovery, and diminished performance in every area of life. Walnuts support healthy arteries, lower bad cholesterol, and increase nitric oxide, a molecule that widens blood vessels and keeps everything moving. Better blood flow equals stronger signals between your brain and your body. And when those signals are sharp, testosterone production stays sharp too. Now let's focus on the brain. Men over 50 often notice something creeping in. Mental fatigue, brain fog, slower memory recall. And here's the hidden danger. When your brain isn't firing at its best, your hormone production slows right along with it. Testosterone is regulated by the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, two small but powerful parts of the brain. If they aren't healthy, your testosterone isn't healthy. Walnuts deliver nutrients, omega-3s, vitamin E, polyphenols that protect brain cells from oxidative stress, the very stress that accelerates aging. They literally feed the brain what it needs to keep hormone signaling strong. Have you ever noticed how your mindset affects your masculinity? When you're stressed, anxious, or depressed, your testosterone takes a hit. That's not an accident, it's biology. Stress raises cortisol, and cortisol suppresses testosterone. Walnuts help break that cycle. Their healthy fats stabilize mood, improve serotonin function, and support mental resilience. When your mind is calmer, your testosterone has space to rise. You stop fighting against yourself and start working with your biology. And here's something powerful. Studies have shown that men who consume walnuts regularly not only experience better brain function, but also improvements in sperm quality, vitality, and overall reproductive health. Why? Because the nutrients that protect your brain also protect your testosterone. It's the same system. A strong brain equals a strong signal, and a strong signal equals strong masculinity. Think about the bigger picture. At 50 and beyond, your body doesn't just need strength. It needs sharpness. You can't afford to lose mental edge or physical power. Walnuts give you both. They protect your neurons and your hormones, your focus and your fire. And the best part, they're easy to incorporate. A small handful, 7 to 10 walnut halves a day, is enough to start giving your body that omega-3 advantage. That's not a complicated program. That's not a pill with side effects. That's nature's design, simple and effective. But let me push this deeper. Imagine two men, both 55 years old. One ignores his diet, loads up on processed foods, and never touches walnuts or other omega-3 sources. His brain is inflamed, his arteries stiffen, his testosterone plummets. He feels older than his years. The other man makes walnuts part of his routine. Day after day, his brain stays sharper, his blood flows stronger, and his testosterone stays active. He doesn't just age, he grows. He doesn't decline, he adapts. Same age, two very different lives. And it comes down to choices as simple as what you fuel your body with. Here's another layer. Walnuts also support sleep, and sleep is where testosterone is built. Most men don't realize that the majority of their testosterone is released during deep sleep. Poor sleep equals poor testosterone. Walnuts contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the body produce melatonin, the sleep hormone. Better ser means more testosterone release. You're not just resting, you're rebuilding. With walnuts in your diet, you're stacking the odds in your favor, making sure your nights fuel your days. This is why I call walnuts the brain-testosterone connection. They bridge the gap between mental clarity and physical strength, between cognitive sharpness and hormonal power. And for men over 50, that bridge is everything, because you don't just need testosterone, you need the brain signaling that tells your body to keep producing it. Walnuts protect that signal. They keep the lights on in the control room, making sure your masculinity doesn't fade into the background. So the next time you look at a walnut, don't see it as just another snack. See it as brain fuel. See it as hormone fuel. See it as one of the simplest, smartest ways to keep your edge after 50. Because here's the truth. Age will challenge you, but it doesn't have to defeat you. Not when you know how to fight back. And walnuts are one of your most powerful weapons in that fight. A stronger brain, a sharper mind, a healthier heart, a steadier mood, and testosterone that keeps working for you, not against you. That's what's hiding in the palm of your hand when you grab a few walnuts. And that's why the man who fuels his brain fuels his masculinity. Sometimes the most powerful things in life come in small, unexpected packages. Brazil nuts are one of those gifts. At first glance, they don't seem like much. Big, crunchy, maybe even awkward compared to other nuts. But hidden inside is one of the most potent nutrients for testosterone production that a man over 50 could ever put in his body. Selenium. And once you understand what selenium does, you'll realize why Brazil nuts are not just food. They're a natural testosterone weapon. Here's the reality. Your body needs selenium in trace amounts, but those tiny amounts have massive effects. Selenium acts like a catalyst for testosterone production. Without it, the machinery slows down. With it, your hormone factory runs at full speed. And Brazil nuts are the richest natural source of selenium on the planet. Just 2 or 3 nuts can provide your entire daily requirement. That's how concentrated they are. But what does selenium actually do? Let's break it down. First, selenium is essential for the health of your testes, the very place where testosterone is produced. The enzymes inside those cells rely on selenium to protect themselves from oxidative stress. Think of it like this. Every day, your testosterone-producing cells are under attack from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage tissue and accelerate aging. Selenium steps in as a shield. It neutralizes that damage, protecting the very cells that are responsible for keeping your masculinity alive. Without selenium, those cells weaken. With selenium, they thrive. But it doesn't stop there. Selenium also plays a direct role in sperm health, motility, and overall fertility. And even if you're not thinking about children at this stage of life, that's still a measure of vitality. Strong sperm is a signal of strong testosterone. Men with low selenium often suffer from reduced sperm count and weaker reproductive health. Brazil nuts provide a natural way to strengthen that entire system, proving that your body is still capable of performing at its peak, even after. Now, let's connect this to something even bigger: prostate health. For men over 50, the prostate is often a source of concern. Enlargements, inflammation, even cancer risk. It's something that lurks in the back of many minds. Selenium has been shown to support prostate health by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in prostate tissue. When your selenium levels are strong, your prostate is better protected, and your testosterone production is less likely to be interrupted. That means Brazil nuts don't just help you feel stronger today, they help protect your future. Think about how powerful that is. A single nutrient supporting testosterone, sperm health, and prostate protection. And you don't need a pharmacy to get it. You don't need a complicated regimen. You just need a couple of Brazil nuts. Nature has already done the hard work for you. But here's a warning because this is important. With Brazil nuts, more is not better. Because selenium is so concentrated, you don't want to eat handfuls every day. Too much can be toxic. The sweet spot is 2 to 3 Brazil nuts per day. That's all it takes. Consistency beats excess. Small, daily doses build strength over time. This is not about binging, it's about discipline. And discipline is exactly what men over 50 need to stay strong. What I love about Brazil nuts is that they teach you a powerful lesson about health. You don't always need more, you need enough of the right thing. Too many men are chasing endless supplements, endless workouts, endless fixes, thinking more is always better. But the truth is, your body thrives when you give it precision, when you give it exactly what it needs. Selenium is the perfect example of that. Just the right amount makes the difference between decline and vitality. Now let's talk about energy. Selenium is a critical player in thyroid function, and your thyroid controls your metabolism, the way your body burns energy. Men with low selenium often struggle with fatigue, weight gain, and sluggishness. Their thyroid is underperforming, which means their metabolism slows down and their testosterone follows. By supporting thyroid health, selenium keeps your metabolism humming, your energy up, and your hormones balanced. That's why men who start eating Brazil nuts often report not just better testosterone, but more energy throughout the day. And here's where it all comes together. Brain, body, and masculinity. Selenium supports neurotransmitters, helping your brain stay sharp. It protects your testosterone factory, keeping your hormones flowing. It strengthens sperm and reproductive health, proving your vitality, and it supports your thyroid and metabolism, fueling your energy. One nutrient, one food, touching every corner of your masculine health. That's the kind of leverage you want when you're over. Imagine this, you wake up in the morning, grab your coffee, and alongside it, you eat 2 Brazil nuts. That tiny habit sets off a chain reaction in your body. Your testosterone factory is protected, your thyroid is supported, your prostate is guarded, your energy is stabilized. That's the power of a small, consistent choice. Over weeks, over months, you don't just feel the difference. You live it. Stronger workouts, clearer focus, better nights, more drive. So many men are searching for complicated solutions, for expensive fixes, while overlooking the simplest of tools. Brazil nuts are not glamorous. They're not sold as miracle pills. They're not marketed with flashy labels, but they are one of the purest, most direct ways to fuel testosterone and protect masculinity after 50. That's why they are the selenium powerhouse. And the question you need to ask yourself is this: are you going to walk past that power, or are you going to use it? Because every day you neglect these natural tools, you're giving up ground to age, to weakness, to decline. But every day you embrace them, you're fighting back, one choice at a time. 2 Brazil nuts. That's all it takes. 2 small decisions that signal to your body, I'm not done. I'm not fading. I'm still here, and I'm still strong. That's the message selenium delivers. That's the message Brazil nuts carry, and that's the message you need to live by if you want testosterone, vitality, and masculinity to stay alive long after 50. If almonds build the foundation, and walnuts fuel the brain-testosterone connection, and Brazil nuts protect your testosterone factory with selenium, then pistachios and cashews are the finishers, the nuts that speak directly to a man's vitality, his performance, and his confidence. Because let's be honest, when testosterone is strong, you don't just feel it in your energy or your workouts, you feel it in your libido, in your ability to show up fully as a man in every sense. And these 2 nuts, pistachios and cashews, are like natural boosters designed to keep that fire alive. Let's start with pistachios. They may be small, but they are loaded with a nutrient that makes a massive difference: L-arginine. This amino acid is the raw material your body uses to create nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is what relaxes your blood vessels, widens them, and improves circulation. Why does that matter for testosterone and libido? Because circulation is everything. Poor blood flow means weaker erections, less stamina, and slower recovery. Strong blood flow means strength, performance, and confidence. Pistachios literally help your blood move better, and that translates directly to masculine vitality. But it doesn't stop at circulation. Pistachios also improve cholesterol balance. Studies have shown that eating pistachios regularly can lower LDL cholesterol and increase HDL, the good cholesterol. And remember, testosterone is built from cholesterol. You want your body to have the right kind of cholesterol available to produce hormones, while keeping your arteries clean and healthy. Pistachios create that balance, protecting your heart while feeding your hormones. For a man over 50, that's the perfect combination. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Research has found that men who eat pistachios daily experience improvements in erectile function and overall sexual satisfaction. That's not a marketing line, that's science. Why? Because pistachios fuel nitric oxide production, improve endothelial function, the lining of your blood vessels, and deliver antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in reproductive tissues. In simple terms, they help everything work the way it's supposed to. When you bring pistachios into your diet, you're not just snacking, you're fueling performance at the most fundamental level. Now let's turn to cashews. Cashews might be soft and creamy, but what they deliver is pure power. They are one of the best plant-based sources of zinc, and zinc is non-negotiable for testosterone. Without zinc, your body cannot produce testosterone effectively. It's that simple. Zinc acts like the ignition key to your hormone engine. When zinc is low, testosterone levels crash. And unfortunately, many men are deficient in zinc without realizing it, because modern diets don't provide enough. Cashews step in to fill that gap. A handful a day can make a measurable difference in your zinc intake, and therefore in your testosterone production. But zinc's role doesn't stop at testosterone. It also protects sperm quality, supports immunity, and strengthens recovery. When you're over 50, every one of those matters. You want your body to repair itself faster, to fight off illness, and to keep your reproductive system healthy. Cashews deliver all of that in one simple, delicious package. And combined with the healthy fats they contain, cashews also help stabilize blood sugar and support heart health, which keeps your entire hormonal system running smoothly. Now imagine what happens when you combine pistachios and cashews. You get the circulation boost of L-arginine and nitric oxide from pistachios, paired with the testosterone ignition of zinc from cashews. Blood flow meets hormone production, confidence meets chemistry, energy meets performance. It's a 1-2 punch for masculinity. Together, they don't just feed your body, they reignite your fire. And here's something important. Libido is not just about sex. It's about drive. It's about the inner spark that pushes you to get up in the morning with purpose, to chase goals, to feel alive. Low libido often signals low testosterone, but it also signals a lack of energy, poor circulation, and weak recovery. Pistachios and cashews tackle those root causes. They're not just about boosting one moment of performance. They're about bringing back the spark that fuels every part of your life. Picture this, a man over 50 who's starting to feel the decline. His workouts aren't as strong, his motivation is lower, his nights are weaker. He decides to take control. Instead of grabbing processed snacks or sugary fixes, he makes pistachios and cashews part of his daily routine. Slowly, his body responds. His circulation improves, his blood sugar stabilizes, his testosterone production strengthens. Within weeks, he notices his energy rising. His workouts feel sharper, his mood feels lighter. And yes, his libido wakes back up. That's not coincidence. That's biology responding to fuel. What's powerful here is that pistachios and cashews are simple, accessible, and natural. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a risky supplement. You just need consistency. A handful of pistachios, a handful of cashews. Day after day, they build momentum inside your body, stacking the odds in your favor. But let me remind you, this isn't about magic. It's about partnership. Your body will always respond to the signals you give it. If you combine these nuts with movement, with good sleep, with discipline, they amplify your results. They're not shortcuts, they're accelerators. And after 50, when decline wants to creep in, accelerators are exactly what you need. So here's the takeaway. Pistachios are the circulation boosters. Cashews are the zinc-loaded testosterone igniters. Together, they protect your heart, fuel your hormones, and reignite your libido. They bring back not just performance, but confidence. They remind you that you're still in control, that you still have fire left, and that age does not get the final say. Every handful is a choice. A choice to fuel strength instead of weakness. A choice to ignite drive instead of accept decline. A choice to stay alive, not just exist. Pistachios and cashews are more than nuts. They are symbols of what happens when you decide to fight back with the right tools. Because when your testosterone is alive, your circulation is strong, and your libido is burning. You're not just aging, you're thriving. And that's exactly what these two nuts help you do. You've just seen what most men overlook their entire lives. They chase pills, powders, and empty promises. But the truth has been sitting in front of them all along in foods as simple and powerful as these 5 nuts. Almonds, to build the foundation. Walnuts, to keep the brain and hormones connected. Brazil nuts, to protect your testosterone factory with selenium. Pistachios, to open the blood flow. Cashews, to ignite testosterone with zinc. 5 simple foods, 5 natural allies, 5 daily choices that can transform the way you age, the way you feel, the way you live. Testosterone is not just about sex or muscles, it's about your fire, your energy, your presence in this world. And after 50, the world will tell you it's normal to slow down, to fade away, to accept decline, but you are not here to fade. You are here to live, to lead, to thrive. And that requires fuel. Real natural fuel that your body recognizes and responds to. The question is simple. Are you going to walk past these gifts of nature and keep losing ground? Or are you going to pick them up, put them into your daily routine, and take back your strength, your vitality, and your masculinity? Because no doctor, no supplement, no miracle cure will ever match what happens when you fuel your body the way nature designed. This is not about snacks. It's about survival. It's about legacy. It's about proving that even after 50, you are not done. You are just getting started. Every handful is a reminder that you are still in control, that your best days are not behind you. They are in front of you. So grab the almonds, break open the walnuts, eat the Brazil nuts, enjoy the pistachios, crunch the cashews, and remember, these aren't just nuts. These are tools. These are weapons. These are the keys to keeping your testosterone alive and your masculinity unshakable. Age will test you, but it will not define you, unless you let it. And the man who fuels himself wisely, who makes these choices daily, is the man who proves that strength, vitality, and drive don't retire at 50. They only grow strong.